Hello everyone, my name is Murloc and this is Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today in the I didn't even check how long it's lasts quickly, have a look. So today, tomorrow basically. So for these 2 days, today is a 10 times chance summoning event in Raid. Mainly the champions you can get, you can see on my screen right now. They are somehow helpful for you in Doom Tower, okay? I'm quickly going through them. Uh, I'm honestly only owe one of these champions. No, actually two of these champions. I might have an idea where they could use. Um, but one thing, this is not a double chance event, so you don't have double chance to get legendaries or epics from your shards. It's in the case if you just, I don't know, decide to opening your shards and you get one epic or a legendary, then you have 10 times more chance to get one of these champions on the screen than the others. Okay, so basically what we have here, let's start with the void shards. There are like two legendaries you can pull from voids. One of them is Initwin Bloodwind, who is, I believe, oh yeah, he's useful for you against the Scarab King, because he has on A1 his max HP decrease, depends. So 30% of your damage inflicted, it would be decrease his max HP. The Scarab King is the boss who has damage reduction until you decrease his max HP at a certain level. I think if you decrease to 30%, then you will have 100% damage output, which is actually hits the boss. Beyond that, you will hit only just 10% because 90% would be resisted. I don't have these champions and I stuck on Scarab King, so I actually tried to find some kind of solution to get through him. I don't have enough strong shield champions, but I had only one destroy set, and what I try to say here, there was some my fellow YouTubers who made some test hero skills or champion skills versus gear, and it's turned out uh, whoever you have some of the champions decreasing the max HP of the boss or the enemy, if you're wearing a gear, then it would be more beneficial for you or better. Especially imagine that if you put that gear on a cold heart or um, I don't know, Armiger, which I have. I just growing his levels, so I actually like leveling him up a little bit more. I don't know, stats put on him and stuff like this. Um, but I was thinking these guys actually could be good if you put on him, let's say, a destroy set. So he will have like a 30% from his A1 and 40% from his set. So it's around 70%. It's not that bad. I don't know how hard he's hitting though. So he has a free hitter on A2, less HP he has, more the damage. Unfortunately, the thing is that if you lose your shield and the boss hits you, it will provoke you. Unless you can cleanse that provoke, you will use anyway just A1, which is actually not that bad against the Scarab King. Okay, it has a leech on an A3, which is actually pretty good because it's some kind of heal and is basically as a cannot revive. So if you kill somebody, it cannot be revived. So this is one, and the second one is Blind Seer. She is, I think, reviver. Yes. So she could revive all of your dead allies, which is pretty good. And if you scan her skills, she doesn't take that damage if she not scanning. So basically, she's usable now, so she doesn't take any damage eventually, and she revives everyone and put on them like block damage, which is quite useful. Beyond that, she has a 3 times hit at random against the Scarab King, for example. It's pretty good because it's only at the boss, and she has a small so a small chance to decrease the turn meter, which again pretty useful. And also she has a shield buff. Every 3 turns she puts like 30, about 45% champion max HP shield on everyone and block debuffs. So actually, if somehow the shield is broken, you still can't be provoked because there is no debuff. So she actually useful against the Scarab King as well. And don't forget about the all battles aura, which is usable in Doom Tower as well, which gives you 34% defense, right? So that's quite cool. She's very useful. Let's go and check the legendaries you can pull from ancient charts or sacred charts. So Black Knight, provoke A1, nice. Continuous heal and increase defense. Again, okay, but it's just on everyone, so it's cool every 2 turns. So it's actually very cool. And AoE. Well, actually, so like a area attack. Basically, I don't even know who could like it could put like an unkillable on himself. I'm just trying to go. I didn't fight against like a Frost Spider because it's after the Scarab King. Maybe he could useful against. Well, basically, yeah, it's probably useful somewhere. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not that expert in these teams, and I don't even have the Black Knight, so I have no idea. Tila Gormain, I think she is okay. She steals 1 random buff, which is could be useful against Scarab King if you accidentally break your shield and steal your buffs. She has an HP burn on A2 and a continuous heal. On all allies if it's critical, this attack. This definitely against the Frost Spider, because the Frost Spider need to be under HP burn when you kill him or her. Otherwise, she would just revive back on 50% of her health and also spawn her small spiderlings, which is nasty. So HP burn champion, and she has a leech and heal reduction, which is cool. Also, I think I have to mention one thing about about Black Knight. I know where it could be used. So he has this passive. No, not the passive. Where is it? Okay, it's not this guy. I'm absolutely messed it up. I think it's in Bloodwind. Where is that guy who is like? Oh yeah. Okay, so in between Bloodwind, it could be maybe even useful for you against the Frost Spider, because the Frost Spider won't be revived if you kill with a skill which actually block revive. I believe, but it maybe works only just for the Lydia. I'm not sure. Okay, Tyrant Ixlimor. This is the next guy. Definitely HP burn guy. Yep. So he could be, and he has like so A1. He's healing from the enemy. Actually, the damage dealt 50% if the enemy under HP burn. On the second A2, he has like a HP burn for everyone for 3 turns, which is like I said, the Frost Spider needs to be under HP burn to kill him for good. And he has ally protection and increased defense for everyone. So it's actually very defensive every 3 turns. Also, he increases the damage inflicted by enemies. Oh, actually, decreases the damage inflicted by enemies by HP bursts. Basically, that's even more defensive stuff. Yes, increase HP in all battles by 25. So Frost Spider champion. The epics here, I have to have like I have Doom Priest. Doom Priest, she's amazing champion. I use basically her almost everywhere. And on A1 she has like one hitter, but If that hit is critical, she could put on someone and increase critical rate for 2/3 or random ally. A2, she puts a big increased attack buff on all allies, so it's very useful again. And every passive, it's well, how you call it, signature move. So basically, she heals all allies by 7.5% of their HP, and the most important, she always removes one random debuff when she gets a turn. When she actually like starts a champion turn. So more often she comes, more often she heals and cleanse. And it's very useful. It could be useful against the Scrap King, remove those provokes or other debuffs. She could be useful against the Frost Spider if you accidentally freeze down anyone. If you use her against the Frost Spider, it's probably a very good idea put a very high resistance, at least if you do the normal. I'm talking about the normal Doom Tower. I'm not strong enough to do the hard, so it's always talking about the Doom Tower. High resistance, and then when she gets a turn, she just like cleanse everybody else from freeze and they ready to go again. So she's a very solid, very useful champion. Those heals is just I'm not saying huge heals, but they're just getting you consistently HP back and cleanse all the time. So she's very useful. Mausoleum Mage, I have him. I didn't build him yet. I know he's a very useful guy. So on A1 he has a decreased speed debuff. It's useful everywhere, I guess. Against the bosses, a little bit like slow down them. Then it puts like a block debuff, increase critical rate and increase defense on everyone, which is strong defensive buffs. Well, critical rate is definitely not defensive buff, but critical rate 30%, it's quite nice. So if you rely on this guy, you don't need to build your champions like with 100% critical rate. If you can keep this all the time on them, then they would hit anyway critical. And the third A3 is basically like a cleanse, a full cleanse, and a big heal. And also depends how many debuffs he removed. There is a turn meter gain refill. So he's quite good guy. So he's like healing by 10%, but basically that could be increased to 40% of this champion max HP. And if you build him with a huge life, and that's what you want to do, then he would like heal quite nice big heals, fat heals on your champs. Crimson Helm, don't have her, don't really know her skills, but let's see. A1, 30% placing decrease attack. That's alright. She has a 4x attack, and each hit is placing out provoke, and she puts on herself block damage. I guess the provoke works against those Doom Tower bosses who has like minions, maybe the Nether Spider, I guess. So it provokes small minions, spiderlings, I guess. I'm not sure. And she has on her A3 basically an increased defense on all allies. And also, if it's a send revive on that, so somebody dies, is going to back. Well, useful. It could be useful. That's it. I don't know. Maybe. Hypnotic Gaze, level 1. Placing Sleep. Shield for free turn and continuous heal. So shield is useful against the Scarab King. Sleep, it could be useful. Not A1, but A3, because an A3 is all attack and sleep. Against, let's say, the Nether Spider, it could be useful, because against Nether Spider, you want those small spiderlings to be frozen, to be, I don't know, stunned, to be actually sleep, or even dazes works against them. Just make sure they're not gonna move. So they're not gonna counterattack. If you put them sleep, they're not counterattacking. If you stun them, not gonna. So I guess this ability could be useful there. Beyond that, the other skill is useful for the Scarab King. And Jotun is, I think, again, is an HP burn guy, so he's good, useful against the Frost Spider. First attack is decreased defense, always nice to have. Uh, After that, you deal a little bit more damage. Uh, Single target again, HP burn based on HP. So he's an HP guy. You build him with a high, and he's put out for 4 turns the HP burn, which is pretty nice. If scan him and build him, it would be for 4 turns HP burn, and he has decreased the target's max HP by 30% of damage inflicted, and the damaging increased by 50% if the target under the HP burn. So basically, it's actually could be useful against the Scarab King himself as well, like decreased max HP. So these are the champions you can pull. Some of them definitely more useful, less useful. I might been wrong, and they could be used in against other bosses than I mentioned. I don't know. I don't really have them all. I have, like I said, 2 of them. Guys, this is the chance. Some of them really could be help you out in the Doom Tower, but like I said, keep in mind there is no double chance for pull an epic or legendary. There is only 10 times chance to pull if you already pulled a legendary or an epic, then you can get them. It's not a guarantee. It's just a bigger chance. Beyond that, there is a couple of tournaments going on, like a Dragon Classic Arena Takedown. They just started. It's still running from the last week. The Dungeon Divers, which is synergized with the Dragon tournament. You have a summon rush because definitely some people would opening shards, and some shards might be sacred, so the points is based on what type of shards you're opening, not the rarity of the champions you pull from them. And there is an artifact enhancement or an event, which is actually I usually always do for the rare uh, tome, and after that I stop because it's a lots of silver to waste. If you don't have the gear to upgrade, you're just upgrading some kind of gear which is half decent. It's up to you. And that's it, guys. Thank you to being here, and stay tuned. There would be more things very very soon. We will having a Christmas summoning event, which would be an old school way to do it. So there would be 20 new champions to collect. So you might want to save your resources for that event instead of opening, let's say, today your shards. Okay, guys, once again, I was Murloc. This was Raid Shadow Legend. Be good, have a good festive period and everything, and see you later.